Aloha, everyone. Happy Aloha Friday. I am your host, Dylan Chase Lee, and welcome back to Manoa Valley Theater Live. Today, we have some very special guests whom you will not want to miss. But before we begin, as always, let us bring in our main man, the executive director at Manoa Valley Theater, Kip Wilborn. Kip, there he is. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good.
Looks like you got the it's all good Mr. Rogers thing going on there.
It's all good, my neighbor.
That's good. That's good. So welcome, everybody. Glad you're here with us. Glad you invited us back into your living room, and we invited you into our living room or our office or wherever we are. It's good to be back with you, and I would really look forward to the day that we all see each other at the theater. And we will give each other a hug if we can at that point, because we're social distancing, right?
Yeah.
Everybody do that. Because it's super, super important. The other thing I just want to mention today is I want to give you a challenge. So this week, before next week, I want you to go out of your way every day, find something really nice to do. Oh, hello.
Sorry.
Dude, that would not be one of those things, Dylan. To do for someone just to be nice for no other reason. And because we all have to remember each other that this is a tough time and we all need encouragement wherever we can get it. And we hope that MVT Live is an encouragement to you. Hope it gives you a little bit of laughter and a little bit of fun every week. Let me tell you about a few things at the theater. We're still social distancing. We're still working remotely. However, we're working hard on next season, and we can't wait for that. It's going to be such an exciting season. I was just talking to one of our guests about a show that we're doing, Cambodian rock band. If you don't know it, check it out. Check it out online. There's some great YouTube clips and some great information about it. It's a special kind of show. You know, once last season or this past season, once was one of those special shows where the actors are playing the music and everything. There's no band. The actors are actually the band. So Cambodian is going to be fantastic. Great story too. And also our Manoa Marquee Sapphire Ball, as I said last week, is going to be August 22nd at the Royal Hawaiian and the Monarch Room. The good Lord willing that we're able to do that. We're certainly planning on it, and we hope to see you there for that as well. So we got great guests today. One that I'm sure you know, and then one that you might not know, but you should. So I'll throw it back to Dylan, and let's have a good show.
All right. Thank you, Kip. All right. So like Kip was saying, you don't want to miss today's show. But before we begin, a couple things regarding the coronavirus updates in Hawaii. As of April 17th, which is today at around noon, there have been 12 new reported cases, bringing the total cases in Hawaii up to 553. Of those 553, about 390 have been released from isolations, and unfortunately, there have been 9 deaths. So, just a reminder from Manoa Valley Theater, please stay at home, stay indoors, stay safe. Now, our first guest, our first guest is a Broadway performer who has been in the Heights and was in the touring companies of Bombay Dreams and If Then, and has been cast in the title role of the show Hamilton. Please help me welcome to the StreamYard stream, Joseph Morales. Joseph, how are you doing?
How's it going, Dylan? I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. So, Joseph, where are you right now? Are you
I'm currently in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hanging out with my mom here. I bought a house here last year, so I guess this is home at the moment.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, so you're in Florida. You're originally from Hawaii. As with any Hawaiian talk story session goes, what school did you graduate from?
I graduated from Leilehua.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my dad was in the Army, so we lived on base on Schofield Barracks. I went to Leilehua, but I went to Melani for theater. So I was in the tri-school program. I believe it still exists. It may not, but yeah. So Leilehua and Melani is what I claim.
All right. So as I mentioned in the intro, you're part of In the Heights. What character did you play in the Heights?
I started in the ensemble covering Usnavi, and then I took over for Usnavi after Lynn on the tour in LA.
Nice.
Yeah.
And now you're cast as Alexander Hamilton.
Yes.
So you and Lynn, have you worked a lot with Lin-Manuel?
I have, yeah. It's been over 10 years now. We were in In the Heights together when it first started, and he was a part of putting the tour together. And then when Hamilton was casting in Chicago, they asked me to do that, and then he's been around the whole time. He's always around.
Nice, super cool guy.
He's very cool. Yeah, he's exactly who you think he is. Genuine, charming, funny. Loves what he loves. Just a big nerd like me. So yeah, he's a really cool guy.
All right. I actually have a couple photos of you and Lynn, and also a photo from you in Sideshow. I don't even think you'll recognize yourself from this photo. Is it okay if I?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Let me just pull that up. There it is.
Look at that little guy.
Yeah, that was Joseph in Sideshow at Manoa Valley Theater. Look at that.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. And then there's one of you in Hamilton as Alexander Hamilton. Yeah. And is this is you and Lynn?
That's me and Lynn.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're just out there living every Hawaii theater kid's dream right now. Let me just tell you.
It's definitely been a whirlwind. It's been super exciting, and yeah.
Well, nice. So what got you in theater in the first place? What compelled you to do theater?
Well, so my dad was in the Army, and we'd move around every 3 years or so. And I had to figure out a way to meet people. So in 6th grade, I think is when it all started. I was never like the kid that wanted to be in the spotlight. Didn't know I could sing, never sang around the house. I decided to try out for the chorus play, which was a Jungle Book.
Ooh,
and,
nice.
But it was really just to meet people. So I ended up doing that show and quickly discovered that doing theater was the quickest way to meet like high quality people. Mm-hmm. And so every time we would move, I would just find the drama program, and it was like instant friends. Because that's the best part about theater is a community, right? And so I figured that out pretty early on, and that's what kept me going and doing the shows every year. And then that turned into community theater, and then community theater turned into college, and then college just turned into, doing it professionally. So
nice.
Yeah.
So just within this moving around, you've been able to expand the network of people that you know. Who is probably the most famous person that you've met through this process?
Oh man. I mean, I don't know if it gets bigger than Lynn in terms of like the theater world, but like I was in If Then with Idina Menzel and Anthony Rapp.
Oh, nice.
And LaShawns, and these were people that I grew up listening to. I knew every word to Rent. I remember, in high school driving to rehearsal for Sound of Music at Army Community Theater. I'd be singing, alongside Anthony Rapp in my car, and then all of a sudden, last year I was in a show with him, or Idina Menzel, and yeah. So this past year has been pretty incredible in terms of like actually like meeting people that I've idolized, my whole life. Yeah. So I mean, If Then had like so many people all in one experience, mm-hmm. and then of course Lynn and that whole team for sure.
Yeah, that's amazing and awesome to have been listening to someone in your car while going to high school, and then just working on a show with them. That's amazing.
It's wild.
Yeah,
it's wild. Yeah. But you start figuring out pretty quickly that they're just we're all just people, and they're the sweetest, most down to earth people who love what they do, and
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So since you've obviously you're living the dream of every Hawaii theater kid, do you have any advice for up and coming people who want to get their foot in the door in theater and take it to the exact heights that you've been in?
Sure. I mean, there's no map. I wish there was. Everybody has their own journey and it's different for everyone. I think the biggest advice that I can give is to figure out who you are and be as authentic as possible, because that's your golden ticket. Like that's what's going to set you apart from the millions of other people who are trying to do this. And I think especially now, people are looking for authenticity. So the more you can figure out who you are and what you have to offer and be honest and true about it, I think the better off you'll be. And of course, you know, continuing to study in whatever way that means for you, whether it be like, you know, singing classes or acting or dancing, or so much of it is just about filling yourself up as a human being so that you have something to give when it comes to whatever project you're working on. So I think it's about being a human first and being authentic, and then the rest will come, because people want to work with people who they like, and also like be a nice person, because that goes very yeah, for sure.
All righty. Well, thank you so much, Joseph, for being on the StreamYard stream. I understand in Florida it's nighttime. I'm sure it's pretty late over there.
It's fine. It's 10 o'clock. Well, I have nothing to do tomorrow, so.
Don't we all?
Yeah, exactly. No, this is, you know, in that respect, this has kind of been cool to just, you know, have an empty schedule to kind of just live life a little bit. So, yeah. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. All right. Aloha, Joseph.
Don't forget to donate to Manoa Valley Theater. The arts need your support. So thank you for doing this.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. And our next guest is a globetrotter. She has been all over the world, including China and Scotland, and now Hawaii. She has recently been seen on our stage in Once, where she did a Czech accent. Please help me welcome Melanie Carey. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm as good as anyone can be stuck inside.
I guess that's how you're coping with COVID. Are you staying indoors, or how are you coping with COVID-19?
Yeah, well, I'm very fortunate that I'm able to work from home. So that's kind of what my day is normally, is just working, but while being inside, trying to maximize efficiency, right? So practicing music, studying, all the things we should be doing, because I say I don't have time for it normally.
Well, now you do. Now you have the time to.
Now I have all the time in the world.
Yeah, there's no excuses now. So, as I mentioned in your intro, you've been to China and Scotland. Were you just there, you know, to explore, or were you living there?
So my mom is from here. My dad's from France. And so he was working for a company that required that we had to move all over the place. So similarly to Joseph, every 3 to 4 years or so, we would move to a different school, different country, different continent. So I actually I was in high school when we were living in Beijing. And then when I moved to Edinburgh, it was for university. And then I moved here after graduation. So yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind life.
What did you study in Edinburgh?
My degree is in politics and international relations. So I'm clearly not doing that now.
That's fine. That's fine.
Eventually, grad school someday.
Eventually, at Edinburgh?
No, probably. I mean, considering none of my degrees are in this country, but I'd like to stay here, I should probably go to grad school in the U.S. So we'll see how that goes. This is good study time now that forces me to be inside.
Yeah. So, in Once, you played. Oh shucks, what was her name?
She didn't have a name.
Didn't have.
No, the main characters were guy and girl.
Yes. So, okay.
Yeah.
You played girl, and you had a Czech accent. Now, Czech isn't like, you know, it's not a very common accent that you would hear. So how did you practice doing a Czech accent?
So I think it was maybe a little bit easier for me because I do speak other languages besides English, that I think once you have an ear for picking that up, it becomes a little bit more manageable. But it did take a lot of work. Suzanne, she was she played my mom in the show, and she found this really amazing. It was like a dialect coach CD, so I would listen to it in my car when I was driving around and just repeat what the guy was saying. And Karen is a friend of Sherilyn, who was also in the cast of Once. She's from Czech Republic, and she just happens to be living here. Yeah, so she came to a couple rehearsals that we had, and she would talk through, specifically for those of us that actually had lines in Czech. She would talk with us about how best to approach those, because it's kind of Russian-y, but not as sinister sounding as a Russian accent.
Could you sample a little bit of a Czech accent? You don't have to if you don't want to.
Okay, sure. I can just start doing the rest of the interview with my Czech accent. See, so it's like Russian, but not so scary.
Yeah.
Maybe a little scary.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as saying that a Russian accent is very scary. I think,
it's intimidating.
Intimidating, but yeah. We're getting off track. So I understand that you have a song to perform for us today. What song will you be performing?
Yeah, so I was told to pick a song that's happy. So I think this is kind of a throwback to the 90s. This song, I actually play this. So I gig at venues around the island in my spare time with Nick Staley. I don't know if anyone knows him. He's the best. But we play the song together. So this is the first time I'm doing it without a guitarist. This is just going to be piano. Kiss Me, Sixpence None the Richer. I know people like that song. So
all right,
do that one today. Should I just start? Yeah.
Yes. Take it away.
Oh, great. Maybe not right now because it's quarantine, but after.
So you do this at different venues. How often? Is it every Tuesday, every Friday?
So it's the set gig that we had was every Tuesday. We did have Fridays kind of lined up, but then of course all of this stuff happened, which is fine. But we're working on. I have a couple cyber duets that I'm doing with different people that I'm hoping to get posted sometime over the next couple weeks. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Be sure to check out Melanie. She'll be doing cyber duos.
Yes. With people here and with a new friend I made in Italy. But we were both stuck in quarantine and decided to sing a song together. So
wonderful. So in 2018, you were crowned the Cherry Blossom Queen. So
yes.
How has that impacted your life since then?
It was kind of a surprise, to be honest, because I just moved here a couple years ago. Even though my mom's family's from here, I never grew up here. And so applying for the Cherry Blossom program was kind of as a way to get more in touch with my Asian heritage, because I spent so much time in Europe. I didn't really know about this other half. So I didn't expect to win. And then when I did, it's another year-long commitment past that. So it's been really great to meet people, to be honest. Some of my closest friends that I have now are from doing Cherry Blossom. It is a lot of responsibility, but you learn so much so quickly, I think, because you are exposed to so many different people. So it is a little trippy sometimes, I guess. If anyone does happen to recognize me, I just tell them, like, I'm not the queen now. I'm old news. It's someone else's turn. But it was great. It was a really nice experience. I'm really happy that Hawaii has opportunities like that here for young women. And
then in addition, you're also a kickboxing instructor. I did not know that.
Yeah, I was.
How long have you been a kickboxing instructor?
So I was teaching when I was in Edinburgh. I had several jobs outside of studying, and so one of them was the boxing instructor at an all-female gym. I started Muay Thai with my sister in high school, and you feel so great when you can just, when you feel that power in your physical body. It actually does help with any issues of confidence or self-consciousness that you have. And so that was something that was really important to me when I started training women, was making sure that they knew you know, you have so much more power than you think that you do. And
Yeah.
this is how you can kind of help. Now, even for men, I mean, it's such a great way to get that sense of strength. And also, I mean, who doesn't like exerting frustration by punching things?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. You know. But yeah, I mean, it'd be great to do that here once we can all be near each other again. I gotta not get fat during the quarantine though.
No, please do, because I think after quarantine lifts, I need to start working out again. So it's a good way to get a workout that doesn't include just running on a street.
Oh yeah, running sucks. Let's just go punch things together.
Yes, thank you. All right. Well, thank you, Melanie. Thank you for being on the show with us today.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me. Love you guys. Everyone at MVT is awesome. So please support the arts. Yes, I mean, I know Joseph said it already, but support your local theaters. I mean, everyone at Manoa Valley, I'm biased, but everyone at Manoa Valley Theater works really hard. And it's such a great community to be a part of. And so if you audition, there are a lot of good shows next season. So come and audition. That's a good way to support too. Just spread the word, hummingbird, and stay safe.
All right. Thank you, Melanie.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So I'm now going to bring back Kip for any closing statements that he might have. I don't know why I said it like we're in a court. I'm going to bring back Kip to close the show. Kip.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. My attorney says I can talk now.
Oh, perfect. I don't know.
Well, thank you for joining us today. And remember, love your theater. We love you. So help us get from here to there. And you can donate by calling Eric at 808-988-6131 or going to our website, manoavalleytheater.com. I hope that you'll go there and that you'll support us. You like us on Facebook and you follow us on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. By the way, if you know anybody who missed this, you would like to see it, it'll be posted on our Facebook page and also on our YouTube. So you want to, I guess that's it. Dylan, you want to bring back the folks and say, are they still around?
Yeah, they're still around. I'm going to bring them back. Joseph.
Wow.
Right before we all go, just bringing you back on, thanking you folks for being on the show with us, thanking you for shouting out and helping us get the word out to donate, as well as providing some content for the people at home who are stuck in quarantine, because the state has just recently closed all the beaches and have banned the groups, hiking groups, boating and fishing in groups of 2 or more are now forbidden, except for members of the same family or residential unit. So, yeah, this quarantine in Hawaii is going to get a whole bunch funner at home.
Mm-hmm. So don't miss MVT Live.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this. This is so great for everyone. People need it.
All right. Well, that's it. We'll see you guys next Friday.
Thank you.
I don't know why I'm making this so awkward. Bye.
Bye.